Seconds. As that cross sails all and sundry in the penalty area from Zinedine Mishash. An enterprising run, but not quite the pass to go with it. Ryan Teague, the centre of midfield. As we have a look picture in picture at the cross from Mishash a moment ago, sailing over the head of Daniel Arzani. And here is Arzani. Outside of the foot pass, return ball misses him. Kamau, who was at Victory last season. Adam Taggart. Daniel Benny, the 17-year-old. Now Giordano Colli shouts for handball and the referee obliges.
Well, as much as there's a host of changes for Perth tonight, obviously big questions hang around Melbourne Victory. Only undefeated side in the competition at the moment, but of course without their leading talisman and Bruno Fornaroli. The question being how they replace 13 goals that he's had for the season so far. And two, a bit of a question mark over Jake Brimmer, wondering where he is tonight. He's had for the season so far. And two, a bit of a question all in the matchday squad.
Mishash, we've seen one daring run from him so far. He veers central this time, left it behind Arzani, but he's able to bring the ball under his control. Now has support in the form of Economidis. And he's attracting a few boo words from the Perth Glory support. Arzani, Mustafa Amini in the starting 11 for the first time this season. And Giordano Colli commits a foul in shooting range.
Well, if not the first nibble from Amini, the second from Colli, most certainly a dangerous position early on for Victory to line up a free kick. Fairly central, but not a bad option to test out young Cameron Cook early.
Cook positioning 4 in his wall. Shash and Arzani stand over the free kick. Cameron Cook setting himself on the goal line. Mishash, goals in both games against Sydney and one against Adelaide so far for his tally of 3 this season. It's a debate about who gets to stand where. We've got a wall and a few loose bricks, it's safe to say. All in anticipation of Zinedine Mishash putting it right between the goalkeeper's eyes.
A good strong hands from Cameron Cook. Didn't do so much as test him out. Easy takings, easy pickings for an early touch on the ball. It's a tricky one, that kind of distance for Mishash to get the dip up and over.
And he aimed at his own 2-man Victory wall there, and they took evasive action, so Perth Glory on notice for the sort of trickery that might be afoot if they concede any more set pieces. This is Jacob Muir of the Glory. Long ball, Kamau. Good hold-up play. Daniel Benny was buzzing around, but Connor Chapman had the sit, and he's able to win a goal kick off Kolikovski.
It's a bright start from Perth too, looking good going forward, and you'll see they'll set up in this high press as they've done so in recent fixtures too. Trying to really force the question out of Victory is how they play out under pressure.
It's worth mentioning that Kamau hasn't scored in 8 this season, didn't score for Victory last season. His wait for a goal in the A-League stretches back to May of 2021. We were discussing why Alan Stajic might have preferred him tonight. We'll come back to that because Victory are on the attack. Daniel Arzani building up a head of steam. Here's Arzani motoring to the edge of the box, sliding it underneath, and a good save by Cook, diving bravely in at the feet of Villupilay.
Well, an enterprising run from Arzani. We know he's so capable of that. Cameron Cook off his line well, had to be.
But, yes, Kamau, do you think it is the old playing against your former club and former gaffer factor that is why, as we see the replay here of Cook diving in at the feet, is why Alan Stajic has turned to a goalless striker to start the game tonight?
Yeah, I think that could have been a bit of it, but too, we knew tonight for Perth that, well, 2 changes would be forced through the red cards to both Beavers and Schuschner. But as for other changes, look, I think the host of new names we're seeing on this starting side for Alan Stajic is really clever, including Kamau.
Economidis, Vickery in behind again, teasing ball, and ultimately dealt with at the far post by Riley Warland. Warland, who is in and playing it for the first time since November the 11th, when Perth were defeated away at Western Sydney Wanderers. So he's got to get up to speed pretty quickly. First corner of the game. Victory have already asked an early question down the left wing from a free kick. Now for a corner to be taken by Arzani. Skimming on from the near post, it was Colley's header, and then Katrumbis running onto his own nod. Can he launch a counter-attack? Finds Kolakovsky. Laurie out of defence in the blink of an eye. Shed making a great noise at HBF Park. Jacob Muir, so often entrusted to be the main distributor of the Perth Glory defenders. And at his young age, case in point, he's going to ping the diag out to the left. Warland. A battle of 14s against Connor Chapman. Arzani gets himself involved. Colley, a bit of passion crash with Fabian Monge. There is Monge, the Sydney sider, who connections to the Victory assistant Arthur Diles from his time in the Wanderers youth system, where he won an NYL championship. And the attempted nutmeg doesn't quite stick for Nishan Velupillay. Kamau setting Kolakovsky away down the left. Taggart calls for it in the middle. Heads up from Kolakovsky, but he picks out a Victory defender and then spilled straight into the path of Kamau. Nearly a little gift. Not the most comprehensive piece of defending. Victory get away with it.
Had some nervy moments for Melbourne Victory. That fell very kindly to Bruce Kamau. He didn't get the shot away quite as cleanly as he would have liked to. Had plenty of time to look at it.
Now a pass into a challenging situation, which Economidis is able to deal with. Arzani. The very last sliver of sunlight as shadow closes across the ground. Just overhits that pass. Alan Stajic and his assistant Nahuel Naz Arate. Daniel Benny, prodigious 17-year-old. He's already racking up the game time. Appearance number 9 for him. Kamau loses out on this occasion. Immediately won back by Katrumbis. Taggart trying to get meaningfully involved. Giordano Colley. Taggart. And he's dispossessed by Damien De Silva's slide tackle, and it spills for Economidis. He's got space to roam out on the right, but no one ahead of the ball. Ryan Teague there, you see, just a little brief limp, but he seems okay to continue. He's on the ball right now. Just keep an eye on him. He looks still a little bit uncomfortable with his ankle. The ball's finding its way to him, and it's been given away. Adam Taggart to Kolakovsky. Flag stays down on the right. And the cross into the middle found no one in particular, but Connor Chapman, perhaps not aware of his surroundings, sends it behind for a corner.
Well, he asked the question, Connor Chapman, about communication, where it was coming from. It was a great break from Perth Glory, just finding himself in good space. Didn't quite have the purple numbers to support the cross.
And Teague's all right, but he twinged just a little bit, and maybe that break in concentration is why he gave the ball away.
Yeah, it was a poor touch in the middle of the park by Ryan Teague, and uncharacteristically so as well, you'd have to say. But going forward on a few occasions now, Adam Taggart has looked to be in good space, and, well, we know the connection that's formed between him and Kolakovsky as this season has worn on.
So no towering Mark Beavers tonight. Daryl Latchman presents a physical target to aim for rather than a tall one. And that's where the ball's headed, but it's into a cluster of Victory players. Second time ball, Kolakovsky. And an emphatic away by Roderick Miranda. Mustafa Amini. Aerial battery at the moment. De Silva this time wins the header. Amini will get another chance. And he bends it to an unmarked Kolakovsky. Shot it straight into the near man. And Connor Chapman this time bends it out for a throw. But Perth, sustained attacking pressure.
A really clever ball over the top to Kolakovsky with a bit of time and space. His first touch he brought down delightfully. So they've had some good positive touches.
Warland's taking his time over the throw-in. And the glory of overcooked that one, donating a goal kick back to the Victory. Still, Stefan Kolakovsky, he's scored 4 goals this season, a couple of real crackers in there as well. One in each of his 2 games against Newcastle and the Central Coast Mariners. So here is Izzo. Teague. A bit of an aimless long ball this time is easily fielded by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's been trademark Perth glory this year, sitting back in that defensive shape, getting good numbers behind the ball too. You can see when they are defending in a 4-4-2 block and looking to hit quickly on the counter.
The wide defenders very advanced up the pitch. Katrumbis was waiting inside his attacking half for that pass. Series of deflections and the nod goes Glory's way. So Katrumbis marks out his run-up and will hurl a long throw. Straight onto the head of Roderick Miranda. The Victory centre-backs of De Silva and Miranda have already been put under quite a bit of a test with some of the crosses and long high balls into the box, and they've had the answers to date. Through 14 minutes, here's another high ball, which is this time goalkeeper's pickings. Villipole passed it into a contest which Colley was able to control, and now he puts his centre-back Muir under pressure. Latchman skips away out to the left. Giordano Colley directing traffic. Not able to find a teammate with the pass though. Arzani. That pass perhaps even less convincing than the last long ball. Might have had designs on switching it winger to winger over to Villipole on the other side, but it broke central. Eventually Victory get interested in pressing the ball carrier, and immediately had a brief success. It rolled off the foot of Teague though, straight back to Kolakovsky. The perceived pressure is built ever so slightly, so Glory cool things back down, straight back to Cameron Cook. Muir. Telegraphed the pass, made it difficult for Warland. Lost out to Chapman in the air. And that's great trickery from Arzani, getting around Colley, but he refused to be comprehensively beaten and got a boot in to interrupt. Coughed up by Warland. Arzani beats the slide challenge of Kamau, but not the standing challenge of Latchman. Now Latchman goes to ground himself. Crowd appreciate the endeavour as it spills to Katrumbas. And then he massively overhits the pass, which Adam Taggart was hoping for a bit more finesse.
Well, the idea was right from Katrumbas there. Saw the run of Taggart, the space in behind. Just didn't get the weight and the delivery of it right, the texture on the pass, not there.
So we have another look picture-in-picture at the physicality of the game. Darryl Latchman, it was his turn to go. Ground he went. Teague has help in the form of Monge. Well, the 1-2 comes unstuck, but backtracking Jason Guerrier made it work. Victory have not really used their left flank in the defensive half much, but they've had real joy down the attacking half when they move on the left. It's left Guerrier safe in his defensive half so far in the game. Now Damien De Silva's on the move because he's seen something he likes on the right. Arzani. Teague. And here is Guerrier venturing forward right on cue for the first time in the game. The touch didn't come off, but how interesting. 17.5 minutes, make the observation that he hadn't really ventured forward yet and decided to break the shackles and go for a run.
Well, there's much better build-up from Victory. Good patient play, ball speed, smart movement, and just that final touch from Guerrier slightly lets himself down in otherwise what was a swift, fluid move forward from the Victory.
They can sense the chance to have some joy attacking the flank here of this man, John Katrumbas, the right back who's been trying to get forward and do some attacking of his own. Colley from deep, looking for Katrumbas. Valupale's defensive header sits up for Guerrier. Amini wheeled himself onto the ball. Once, twice. Teague. Colley wins the aerial duel. Resets at the centre of defence.
Well, it's good intent from Perth, and Mr. Amini, his key to those kind of moments.
Muir, ball through the right channel. Izzo saw his chance to move, and ultimately Katrumbas wasn't going to wheel around. Feels like we're in a bit of a tactical staring contest at the moment, and who's going to blink first?
A bit of a wrestle, a grapple just to open this one up.
Given away here, Taggart shoot on sight. Oh, Taggart! A half chance, and he takes it and cashes it in full. HBF Park going off as Adam Taggart makes it Perth Glory 1, Melbourne Victory 0, 7 for the season, 6 all time against the Victory.
Well, a half chance for Adam Taggart, but he makes it whole, and make no mistake, on the Harvey Norman replay, it bounces fortuitously to the informed striker, and he leathers that. A sweetly struck strike. Finds the back of the net. What a great start from them.
Some strikers have a shoot on sight policy out of compulsion, out of addiction, out of habit. Adam Taggart has it because he can do that. And it is the striker's instincts, isn't it, Grace? It's that snapshot assessment of where the goalkeeper is standing. He had no defenders anywhere around him. Free swing at the ball, totally unexpectedly, and he buried it.
Well, that's the kind of strike that makes you sit up and pay attention if you weren't already.
So Perth Glory have something to defend with and hold on to after 20 minutes. Adam Taggart, A-League career goal number 62 in game number 133. Excellent strike rate. And if not for Bruno Fornaroli blowing the competition away, he'd be on what you'd normally think to be golden boot pace with 7 in 10, but he's only just passed halfway to Fornaroli's tally at the top of the leaderboard. Daniel Benny gets the better of Garia. Taggart on the tight angle, trying to turn provider, can't do so.
That's swift from Benny there. Good thinking, good smart touches in tight spaces. It's just going to give Perth that little bit of energy, that boost that perhaps they needed.
HBF Park is singing at the moment. Great noise ringing around the venue. Colin. Arzani ghosting around. Freak throw-in going Perth Glory's way. Shirt grabbing going on. Victory happy to steer backwards. De Silva finds Izzo. Oh, the block is made and handball is the call. It caught the arm of Stefan Kolakowski.
Oh, it's a difficult one for Kolakowski there. So he wouldn't know much about that one at point blank range.
Chapman, the backtracking Amini comes through and wins possession. Cook over the head of Katrumbis this time. Vilupale making a run, and he's able to force safety first mentality out of John Katrumbis as he slides it behind for a corner. As we saw pre-game, 13 chances created coming into the match from Nishan Vilupale. Tony Popovich and his brains trust, assessing how the team is going about their search for an equaliser. Short corner, Vilupale. Arzani. He sends it wide. It had no bend on it. It just didn't come back. Not a bad idea, but didn't quite have the execution.
He's dangerous in these spaces, isn't he, Arzani? Little drop of the right shoulder just to create the separation. Shot had good dip about it. Would have given Cameron Cook something to think about had it been on target.
3 shots each so far. Promise of more goals on the way. Muir hurried into a pass down the line. Garia. Monge. Teague. Taggart closing on Izzo, who knew his surrounds and got the hurry up. Benny. Katrumbis. Amini in space. Mustafa Amini takes the shot on himself, fumbled! Oh, and Kolakowski bundles it wide. Izzo's hurt. But he did his primary job, which was keep the ball out of the net, albeit at some personal cost.
It's a sore one for Paul Izzo. This is clever from Amini. Assesses the situation. He had options either side, but the space continued to open up in front of him. Lashes a shot away. And Izzo fumbles. Credit Perth following in numbers as well.
Well, a shake of the head from Paul Izzo, not the birthday present he would have wanted. He's all right to continue. Victory's backup goalkeeper tonight is 20-year-old Christian Siciliano out of the Victory Academy. Prior to that, Hume City. He's here to make his A-League men's debut. And he won't be sent to warm up. Izzo's all right to continue. Gee, the way he was holding his right hand initially, maybe just copped the full force of the oncoming player. Coley finds a meanie, and he's fouled by Mishash. That midfield presence of Mustafa Amini was such a key in many of Perth Glory's wins last season. So he's been building up his match fitness, and we know he's a combative character who can both win the ball and play a pass.
Yeah, absolutely. And his first start of the season, Amini, I think in the last few appearances for Perth, has made a fairly immediate impact since coming on. So pleasing for Perth Glory fans to see him in the starting lineup tonight, and fair to say, exactly as you say, Teo, already making an impact.
Bit of ropey distribution gives the ball away to Arzani, and now the shot on the turn. Cameron Cook makes amends with a good save. He apologises to his defence for the giveaway. He's been able to come up and make a very good stop on the turnaround.
Yeah, a moment of poor distribution by Cameron Cook. Well, he's invited the shot back on himself. A strong left paw to see that out for a corner.
Cameron Cook, who was able to displace Ollie Sale after a bit of a mistake-strewn beginning to the season for the Kiwi, and he's held on to the gloves ever since. Outswinging corner onto the head of Muir. And Coley sends it back out from whence it came. Repeat corners on the way for the victory. Arzani into the near post, and the attempted flick on from Roderick Miranda. Assistant referee and central referee comparing notes, and it's going to be 3 corners in quick succession. Did Victory mix it up, or do they go for something similar? Look at the corner count already, 5-1. Latchman this time, first header. Velupale drops it in the gloves of Cook, and at last Perth Glory can exhale.
Had to be defensively astute. 3 corners in a row, just absorbing a bit of pressure as Victory settle back into their defensive shape.
Latchman, he'll hear footsteps coming, but trusts his goalkeeper with the back pass. Chapman. Aerial contest, then cleared away by Muir. Teague. Taggart. Brought down to ground level by Katrumas. And away he goes. Breezes past Mishash. Neat 1-2 with Taggart. And Kamau was left caught on his heels. Victory prevailed. Touched on by Velupale. To Mishash. To re-engage with the game. He shot out of a gun to start the night. He's just faded a little in recent times. As Latchman stands tall at the centre of defence. Arzani. Awkward height for Latchman to deal with. Now Velupale. He's got a wall of purple to try and pass, and he can't do so. Amini showed too much of the ball to Guerrier. So Mishash can go to work on the left against the youngster Benny. Zinedine Mishash, another teasing cross, and how awkward for the Glory. They've coughed up possession. Arzani. Here's the shot from Chapman, and Victory can't punish the indecisiveness. At least not yet. And now safe hands around the ball, but anyone would think conceding a corner was a hanging offence there, given how pained Glory made that defensive phase.
You can see what Alan Stadjic thinks about that one. Just a moment of confusion, miscommunication. All care, no responsibility. Almost came back to bite Perth Glory.
Kamau retrieves a bit of a loose pass. Victory, since going behind, have spent quite a bit of time down in their attacking third. Pressure is starting to build on the Glory. And they find a circuit breaker and spend some time in attack themselves. Katrumbas. Kamau chases his first touch. Series of ricochets and deflections, and Mishash is the man who stands tall in possession. Valupale. Still Nishan Valupale, but he sails the shot.
Well, that shot always rising for Valupale. And what's been a really productive season for him. Looks like he's enjoying his football. That victory under, it's been a very positive season.
Muir. Kolikovsky knew where his man was on the left flank. Warland. Kamau. A little bit hot to trot for Taggart, but Glory will get another chance through Collie. Warland bending it in, and Izzo is out of his line.
Well, it's high octane at the moment. End-to-end stuff. Good swift passing. Delivery just a little narrow. Too easy for Paul Izzo to come, and easy takings there.
Teague. Guerrier. Glory closing down the space whenever they can now. Hunting the ball. Taggart sensing the chance to continue the press all the way up to the goalkeeper. Izzo just dared Kolikovsky to come and challenge him. Ultimately puts it on the head of Katrumbas, so it might be coming back with interest after all. Daniel Benny. Katrumbas. Kamau. Katrumbas held onto the ball, and, well, this will be the first card. Fairly blatant foul by Bruce Kamau. And he becomes the first player to go into Lockie Keever's book.
Foul there by Kamau. Don't know if there was enough danger to get himself booked as early as this.
Yeah, the Western Force back at HBF Park for one night only with that tackle. Keeper's all smiles. He's going to be involved again here because Guerrier has ironed out Daniel Benny. He's got a yellow whistle there, Lockie Keevers. Can I just say that I reckon someone get him an orange one. That's very confusing to see. Imagine if he had a red whistle in his hand. The amount of false alarms you'd get every time he raises his arm.
Well, just keeping everyone honest.
We're all on the toes here, including Muir, who's nearly coughed up the ball, and he's gone and done a decent clean-up job after showing a lot of it. Katrumbas. Katrumbas! Oh, he didn't drop it in time. That would have been perhaps one of the more unexpected goals of the season had that caught out Paul Izzo.
Well, great vision from Katrumbas to spot Izzo off his line. Didn't have the dip on the technique that needed that ball to drop and find the back of the net. But I don't mind that at all.
Valupale's just stolen a march on the Glory defence. Jags inside, and Katrumbas now going to work in defence at the other end. Mishash. He's got two defenders to deal with here. They're showing him outside. He wants Guerrier. Everything slows down to walking pace. He's got the burst of acceleration. Villupilay designs on the bottom left corner, but hooks the shot.
The Victory players, Shash, just trying to invite the nip out from Perth Glory players too. They hold the ground steady, don't dive in. Villupilay lashes a shot out. Doesn't quite have his dial in just yet.
Muir. Kamau. Second ball for Amini. Perth have got a loose man in Warland here on the left. Good control out of the night sky. Tag it in a yard of space. It's closed down by Connor Chapman. And the reason he was in a yard of space is he was offside.
Can't take anything away from that beautiful touch. Riley Warland bringing that ball down from great heights.
Got to say, it's only Jacob Muir's 6th appearance of the season, but it becomes so obvious that he is the preferred player to play the ball out from the back whenever he is in the team. They seem to look for him, if they're going to play a long ball or a mid-range pass, every single time as the preferred distributor out of the back line.
Well, I've seen on a few occasions already how very capable he is of doing exactly that. A ball playing centre-back can pick a pass. Not that one so much.
Sorry, Jacob. 21 years old, only his 16th A-League men's appearance, and he got a decent taste of senior football at times last season under Ruben Zatkovic, but he had to bide his time to break back in under Alan Stajic this campaign. And we just gave him the great commentator's curse. Villupilay. He's got Mashash within passing distance, but he wants to go solo. Still Villupilay catches a deflection off Muir. Katrumbis. Oh, and nearly robbed of the ball, but Shan Villupilay couldn't keep it in.
Oh, how he danced his way through those two players, two Perth defenders in the first instance. Not quite sure, but almost got away with it. Katrumbis doing enough.
Still plenty of time before the break for Melbourne Victory to grab an equaliser back. Adam Taggart's shot on side after a bit of a fortunate spill, the difference between the teams. Izzo comes roaming out of his penalty area. Deftly touches it over to Connor Chapman. Back pass, safely finds Izzo again. Leading the press here. It's able to spill the ball in Victory's favour. Monge. Mashash. And he encounters Mustafa Amini and loses out. Decision goes Perth Glory's way.
That's a great battle ensuing in the middle of the field. The two number 8s, Amini and Mashash, neither player take a backward step in their gameplay.
Warland. Kolikovsky, Kamau. Pass was able to break through Teague. Nearly sat up for Taggart at the edge of the box. Benny. And now Katrumbis. First time cross. Straight back out to John Katrumbis, who gets a second bite. Collie. And that is a loose ball to go and chase. Arzani not able to outfox Warland. And Collie's pass difficult to bring under control. Gee, you wouldn't know it's Riley Warland's first appearance in an A-League game in 7 weeks. Hasn't really missed a beat over on that left side.
No, he's looked entirely comfortable. It's great to see from 21-year-old just prior to tonight. 13 minutes of football this season, that's it. He looks very good out there.
Alan Stajic, whether it was through necessity with the suspension to Alex Shuzhnia, or maybe he saw something. Who knows, maybe it is the fact that it was the necessity that has motivated Walden to step up to the occasion. Maybe he's just been fit and ready and Shuzhnia's held him out.
Sometimes it's just those opportunities, players, whether it's through injury or suspension, younger players, other players get their opportunity, and, well, for Riley Wallen, that's tonight. And so far, he's looking very assured.
Perth midfield closed ranks to win the ball, but then give it straight back to Roderick Miranda. Guerrier. Victory not going to trap themselves down in the corner here. Miranda's pass, a little dart out to Chapman. Now Arzani. Arzani motoring through the middle. Promising ball to Mishash. Great strength, great goal! Zizou makes it 1-1. Superb play from Zinedine Mishash, and Victory have their equaliser in Perth.
Well, there's an important response from Tony Popovic's team just before the half-time break, and it was the work on the Harvey Norman replay of Arzani. The smash. He brushes off one player, two players, gets the shot away, finds the bottom corner. It's a beautiful strike. And a great moment for Melbourne Victory to be back on level terms.
And that is a great angle of how it got the better of Cameron Cook. Fourth of the season for Zinedine Mishash. Sydney twice, Adelaide and now the Glory. And Daniel Arzani gets the assist.
Well, the architects behind the goal, and Daniel Arzani driving in as he so often likes to do. Finds the pass, and then it was just down to pace and power, pure strength from Mishash.
So we're level with 3 minutes of regulation until half-time. Degree of opportunism to Perth's goal, and really nicely created victories. This game did have a promise of more on the way, and now the next is absolutely vital. Will it arrive before half-time? Latchman. Kolikovsky fashions some space. Bit of a floating cross, though. Katrumbas. Tag it on the underlap. Oh, the cutback didn't find a teammate. Monge was in the right spot. When your job is to guard space more than it is to play passes, it was ideal for Fabian Monge. So again, just daring Perth to come and press him. Tony Popovic wanted a foul on the sideline. John Katrumbas. Amini. Arzani able to win the ball back as we tick up to the 45-minute mark. It's been a brisk first half. I don't think there'll be too many minutes of stoppage. There will be two. Fourth official Shane Skinner lifting the board. Probing ball down the right. Latchman's got front position here against Mishash. Bit of a blind pass back into the penalty area. Very trusting that his goalkeeper and defenders were in the right position. Glory fans wanted a foul. Chapman's leap over Kamau, not forthcoming. Mishash. Now Velupale on the right flank. Able to keep the ball in, but only to the advantage of Collie. ball goes out for a throw. Perhaps is a reminder just how much of this half has been an open play. It feels as though it's been a very lively, flowing game.
Yeah, it has, end to end, quick moving. It hasn't been one of those stagnant matches by any means. It's been a real joy, and a big 45 minutes coming up too. And of course, for any coach, any team conceding just before the half-time break, bit of a coach killer that.
Is there a sting in the tail? There's barely 30 seconds of stoppage to go. Benny chases his touch, able to rake it in. Katrumbas, a low ankle height cross, difficult to attack. De Silva was able to clear. Economidis. Stoppage time is up. And there's plenty more to the story at HBF Park. Perth Glory took the lead through Adam Taggart. Brilliant shot on sight, and then a well-worked victory equaliser, showcasing both the strength and the technique of Zinedine Mishash. His fourth goal of the Isuzu Ute A-League men's campaign means that at half-time, it's Perth Glory 1, Melbourne Victory 1. Stay with us here on Paramount Plus. Off to the break, the halftime show where we sum up all the action and look ahead to the second half is next.
This is your club, so have your say. The Perth Glory fan representative group wants to hear from you. So keep an eye for them around the stadium tonight, or just scan the QR code that you see on the screen right now to fill in their feedback survey. The Gladiators is back with Australia's toughest competitors taking on Gladiator champions. It's
Always a special time on the football calendar, the FA Cup. Let's get into the Hungry Jacks half-time show. So it's 1-1 between Perth Glory and Melbourne Victory. Grayscale, pretty entertaining game so far. And as we get into the Harvey Norman highlights, the quality of this game is some of the reason why. Not the greatest giveaway from the victory, but the finish from Adam Taggart was punishing.
Well, the quality of the game, the quality of this strike, that's one that Adam Taggart is going to watch again and again, and understandably so as well, because that got Perth off to a flying start.
And then Zinedine Mishash with a very nice answer of his own. Daniel Arzani slipping the ball through, and then just the presence and the strength to get around Latchman and bury the finish.
Oh, he's a quality player, isn't he, Mishash? Really good power on that individual effort. Such brilliance, and getting scores level at HBF Park in a huge game.
So 1-1 is how it stands at present. Grace, what are the numbers other than that scoreline? Tell us about the game so far. See there that Victory just shading a few of those key stats, but nothing that's massively skewed in their favour so far.
No, I think it's pretty even at the moment. Perth Glory probably started the half a little brighter, but to their credit, Melbourne Victory really built back into that nicely, and the equalising goal just evidence of that.
So let's take a look at some of the other opportunities, because there was no shortage of attacking intent from both teams. Victory trying to make the running quite a bit. Daniel Arzani often loves to veer central from wherever he receives the ball. And then Perth Glory, who spoke at length about the presence of Mustafa Amini, and, well, lucks of fortune, Paul Izzo just did enough to put off two oncoming strikers here.
Yeah, well, this game hasn't been without its chances. It definitely feels as though the second half is built into a few more goals, and, well, if these games at HBF Park are anything to go by, we'll see exactly that. There's been some really good moments, some poor moments too, just minor details, quality, giving away possession, but also some key saves from Cameron Cook in particular.
Of course, Perth Glory made 5 changes to the starting 11, 2 of them forced coming into this game. And some of their regular starters like Salim Khalifi, Luke Ivanovic, Jared Carluccio is not a regular starter, but was starting quite a few games in the first quarter of the season. They're all sitting there on the bench. Victory, we've spoken at length about Bruno Fornaroli, who's going to play up front and score the goals. They've got Ben Falami laying in wait. Again, maybe this is the opportunity for him to come off the bench and do something tonight.
Yeah, well, when we talk about bench options, of course, plenty on both, but you have to say Perth Glory with some more attacking outlets than what we see from Melbourne Victory. Of course, Falami, someone you'd love to see get a few minutes into this second half and see what kind of impact he can produce.
Fans having a great time, young and old, at HBF Park, watching the Glory tonight. Let's take a look at the individual rankings on the Paramount Plus Player Index, and the opportunism of Adam Taggart has him top the other goal scorer, Zinedine Mishash. No surprise to see him there. And Grace, it's a leaderboard dominated by Melbourne Victory otherwise.
Yeah, well, top two, understandably so, goal scorers, and then Victory trailing in those positions behind. Been a pretty productive half, and definitely as it wore on, Victory built back into the 45 minutes, as will the second prove. Exactly as important turnaround.
So we'll revisit the Paramount Plus Player Index during the second half and also at full time. So this was the Daniel Arzani giveaway that led to Adam Taggart's goal, and then Taggart leading the P Plus Player Index. He's on great pace this season, 7 in 10. And, well, who knows? If he continues consistently, he might end up runner-up to Bruno Fornaroli in the Golden Boot by the end of the campaign.
Well, if he's got any chance to take it, now's the time. Bruno Fornaroli out of the country, and Melbourne Victory, you'd have to say, missing him a little bit, but proving some good quality with Mishash.
Who's the happier coach at half-time? I mean, you mentioned that it was a coach killer for Perth to concede the way they did before the break, but do you think Tony Popovich would really be overly pleased with how his team has played so far?
I don't think he'd be thrilled on balance of the first 45 minutes, but I think he would be pleased with how his side built back into the latter end of that half. And conversely, Alan Stajic, I don't think he'll be too displeased with his side's performance across the first 45 minutes, but of course disappointing to concede in such a fashion.
Now, all roads lead to Sydney next weekend for Unite Round. Melbourne Victory playing in arguably the game of the round. They will take on the Central Coast Mariners at 5:15 p.m. on Saturday. And Perth Glory's Unite Round game will be against the Wellington Phoenix. It's a distance derby on neutral turf. That'll be on Sunday at 7:45 p.m. But given the form of the Central Coast Mariners, Grace, that Mariners Victory game in Unite Round, we know the Coasties will make the drive down the motorway, but you'd think that Melbourne Victory will be pretty enthusiastic too. This has been the Hungry Jacks halftime show. Don't forget, very short turnaround after full time tonight. You'll be able to see the Socceroos in their preparation match for the AFC Asian Cup. They'll be taking on Bahrain, exclusive on Paramount Plus.
Craig Goodwin delivers the free kick in. It's a good ball, and it's the opening goal from the towering Harry Suter. Miller is there with Metcalf. He dinks the ball back in. Great header. Mitch Duke. What a story. 11 goals now in green and gold.
Second half not far away at HBF Park. This was Adam Taggart's opener for Perth Glory, which has been equalised by a fourth goal of the Isuzu Ute A-League men's campaign from Zinedine Mashash, showing his quality 3 minutes before half-time to bring the game level 1-1. Former Matilda Grace Gill is sitting alongside me. Grace, the Socceroos AFC Asian Cup campaign kicks off soon. We've got India in the opening game and the friendly against Bahrain tonight. Pretty exciting time. Unite Round, start of the Asian Cup no better time to be a football fan, really.
Well, I think we've been really spoiled for some fantastic fixtures in recent weeks, and with Unite round coming up next weekend and how important some points are on the line. The last couple of games across this round 2 have been exciting. Even the first 2 draws to open the round, well, they were entertaining matches as well.
Of the Unite round fixtures, of course, don't forget A-League Women's is part of that competition as well. So you got MacArthur Western United and Melbourne City against Western Sydney Wanderers on Friday night and over at Leichhardt Oval. Melbourne Victory's women will be taking on Perth Glory. So plenty of interest in that fixture, given that the 2 men's teams are duelling right here. And the Shed has been providing plenty of good atmosphere and noise for this one. Second half, who's going to act first as far as the bench is concerned, Grace? We've seen David Williams come on with some effective cameos. Salim Khalifi's normally a starter, so intrigued as to what he will look like as an impact sub. Victory, we spoke about Ben Falami at halftime. Who knows, maybe it's the night for Eli Adams to get some rare game time, or an academy player like Geordie Valadon, who hasn't played since April, to come on and show us what he can do.
Well, plenty of good options on both benches. Perth in particular have a lot of goals from this season sitting on that bench ready to explode off the pine and come on. Melbourne Victory a little less so in terms of out-and-out attacking threats, but they did grow really well into that first half, and well, they looked a much better side when they held on to possession. Victory and just buzzed it around the field, progressed it forward.
As it stands, same 11s are going to begin the half. Riley Warland is the 22nd and last player to get out of the rooms and back onto the playing arena. Chris Economidis still looking to really make his imprint on this game, but he'll start the second half. And Perth Glory will kick off. 1-1 then as the action resumes at HBF Park between the Glory and the Victory. Victory need to win to go top. And Perth, in the opening seconds of the half, have Kamau going to ground, and he is going to be booked for simulation and sent off because it's his second yellow. What a twist. Not even 20 seconds into the second half, Bruce Kamau sees red.
Well, that is not the start that Alan Stajic would have endeavoured to come out here with, and you know what? It looks to be a very good call from referee Lachlan Keevers. There's no contact there in the box. Bruce Kamau goes to ground. And nursing a yellow card already, you've got to be so smart in those moments. De Silva didn't touch him, and Kamau, well, he's been given his marching orders.
And the crowd can chant VAR. The only way VAR gets involved is if it's a penalty. They can't review a second yellow. Well, halftime team talk out the window, not even a minute into the second 45. What a twist. And it's the former Victory player, Bruce Kamau, who instead of repaying the faith of his manager, Alan Stajic, has incredibly got himself sent off.
Well then, settle in.
He was the only player from the first half carrying a yellow as well. It's worth bearing in mind. Doesn't this set an interesting tone for the second 45?
It started really brightly too. Kamau moments earlier had a little innovative touch over the head.
Mishash, quick 1-2 with Chapman at the edge of the box. Here's Chapman again, returns it to Mishash. And it's over the head of Economidis in the middle. Daniel Benny to Adam Taggart. Here's the return pass. Daniel Benny. Outpaced by the backtracking Jason Guerrier. And Izzo's clearance is out for a Glory throw.
Well, it's great vision from Daniel Benny to find the run of Taggart. Didn't quite have the legs in him to keep going. And otherwise, what had been a good passage to break pressure.
About 2/3 of this Glory squad can cast their minds back to last season when stay with play here. Ball over the top, Taggart. Well, De Silva, the 36-year-old legs of De Silva got to the ball and it was offside anyway. Go back to when Glory played Western Sydney Wanderers on their return to HBF Park from Macedonia Park last season. Jordan Elsey got himself sent off in the second minute of the game, and then Glory won it in stoppage time 1-0 thanks to Aaron McInnes. So there is recent history to say that Glory can do it, albeit slightly different squad, different gaffer. Aaron McInnes has been more or less an afterthought, if not injured, for the Perth Glory so far this campaign. But it's only a couple of months ago.
And 2 red cards last week too for Perth Glory. Certainly not the start to this second 45 minutes that Perth would have envisaged.
Melbourne Victory, they know that if they can score soon, it would be hugely demoralising and would put them in a position to go and close out 3 very important points. Can they strike while Perth heads are still spinning? Seems as though there hasn't been much of a tactical readjustment for that. Perth are just playing with 1 less attacker, and Adam Taggart will have to be more of a lone hand. Galufle, Economidis, Chapman, Latchman stoops to the header. Kolikovsky, Taggart ran beyond the ball. Arzani to Teague, and he's caught late by Taggart, and it's another yellow card. So Adam Taggart now in the book with what could only be described as a striker's challenge.
Yeah, I don't think he can have too many complaints about the challenge. Arm up an apology immediately, but there's studs raised there. And that's a sore one for Aaron Teague. But for Victory now, they've got this great opportunity, a player up. We saw in that first 45 minutes, rather, that with the ball at their feet, moving it around the field quickly, they looked really good. And, well, that's going to play into their hands, their favour, even more so with the numerical advantage.
So Taggart with plenty to ponder now himself. And in that first half, from a structural point of view, Bruce Kamau was often back to goal, battling against Roderick Miranda to shield the fall of the ball. So Perth lose that now. Adam Taggart's going to have to do it all. He's going to have to play back to goal when Perth want to get it out of danger, in addition to trying to create his own flicks and his own tricks and run onto his own hard work.
Yeah, we'll pay close attention over the next couple of minutes just to see what adjustments Perth make. Well, early signs suggest that it will be that lone target man in Adam Taggart. Nothing much changed otherwise.
So Teague back up and functioning after the foul that led to the yellow card for Adam Taggart. Benny, here's Taggart, Kolikovsky breaking in the middle. And he's able to wheel onto the ball. Kolikovsky, oh, Benny was lurking at the top of the area, but the ball broke the wrong way.
This might have to be what Perth rely on for this second 45 minutes now, is especially looking for the quick counters. It was a good break. Moved at great speed and plenty of room to play into.
If you're Victory, do you try and force the issue, or are you happy to be patient and wait for 10 Glory players to fatigue and more gaps to open up?
Yeah, I think they'll be patient. I think they're a good enough ball-playing team to pick apart those gaps, and the question will be more so for Glory about how they remain defensively solid, just plug the gaps in between the lines. And what it will mean for Perth, though, is that when they do have their chances, they need to be so clinical.
Galufle. Muir able to win the ball. Petrumbis. It's also going to be a bit of an arm wrestle as to who gets to dictate the tempo of the game. See here, Perth Glory slowing everything to a halt over one throw-in. Victory trying to liven things back up. Daniel Arzani, exactly the player to do it. Ball straight up the middle. And Arzani was trying to create havoc in between two Glory defenders. Walland has no choice but to concede the corner.
Well, it's direct from Victory. Ball over the top. Did trouble Perth's defensive line a little bit.
Pocket of Victory fans underneath this corner from Arzani. Vilupale back to Arzani. Still Arzani, able to shrug Colley. Went to ground under the challenge of Benny, and Economidis puts the ball over. Perth Glory players are protesting to Lockie Keevers that Arzani going to ground was also simulation and thus should be a yellow card offence. Here's the shot that ended up going over the bar, and it did catch a little deflection off Jacob Muir along the way. So another corner for Victory. Arzani, shallow clearance. Vilupale invited to shoot, blocked by Amini defending from the front. Kolikovski was his only outlet. Connor Chapman stopped the ball from getting to him. A bit of sell of the contact there from Economidis. Jacob Muir looking totally unflustered. Did his best sales pitch to the referee, but no interest.
Nothing in that one for me. Jacob Muir, strong on the ball, used his body well.
Gary combining with Vilupale. Victory happy to keep the tempo at walking pace. And it's given away, so curious from Victory on that occasion. Patient until they weren't. Now Perth, their turn with the ball, but down to 10. Much harder to pick a gap, and yet Latchman may have done exactly that. Katrumbas. Oh, it needed to be a perfect ball to thread the eye of the needle through to Adam Taggart.
That's exactly right. The moments for Perth. The quality is going to have to be there. That clinical edge is going to have to be there, because going forward, and well, this is a concerning sign for Alan Stajic.
Alex Shuzhnia and Mark Beavers already suspended. Daryl Latchman is down. Could we be about to see an A-League men's debut for 17-year-old Joey's international Kalen Majikadunmi, teammate of Daniel Benny in that Australian under-17 squad.
So Daryl Latchman getting some treatment on the groin there. You really can't push through if you do have a strain or a slight tweak. You can't push through that kind of injury.
I think Daryl Latchman knows that his night is done and his number is up. And so with only one recognised central defender on the bench, Daryl Latchman will leave the game. And Alan Stajic will give an A-League men's debut to 17-year-old Kalen Majekadunmi. He's played for the Perth Glory senior team in the Australia Cup up in Darwin back in July. He's played for the Australia under-17 team, spent some time at Leicester City in their youth system, as promising young player, but Grace, he is very young, and in the deep end he goes.
Well, just 19 years old, Majeka Dunmi, and perhaps might not have expected to see the field tonight, or if not for this many minutes. He's got a good 30-plus minutes of football to be played, 10 men. Well, it's a bit of a different prospect for your A-League debut. And disappointing end to Daryl Latchman's night as well.
So that will be another one to the Glory injury list, which is already quite extensive. Mashash, Victory's goal scorer from the first half. Feels as though Perth has been the story for the first 13 minutes of this second half. Victory don't want to go behind here to 10 men. Taggart, solo show, and the shot is skewed wide. I think it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other with the appeals for handball.
Oh, that is such a clever ball by Kolakovsky. 3 Victory defenders, 1 Perth attacker in Adam Taggart. Does so well to receive the ball. There were shouts for a handball, but these are big moments for Perth Glory. That was a fine pass from Kolakovsky.
Glory fans behind the goal that they are attacking in this second half. Just Glory's second corner of the night. What an introduction it would be for Kalen Majeka-Dunmi if he can rise highest and head in here. The AR's had a quick look at the handball appeals, nothing to them. No time lost. Here's Warland with the corner. Majeka-Dunmi was the target. Guerrier came through with a powerful header. Katrumbis. This time De Silva powers the ball away. As we tick up to the hour mark, score the same as it was at half-time. Bruce Kamau dismissed for 2 yellow cards, the second for simulation. Clever pass from Kolakovsky. Warland bending into the path of Taggart, and his first touch took it too far away from him. Wouldn't have counted regardless. The offside flag is up.
Well, it's clutch defending from Jason Guerrier. You can see the run, just Adam Taggart half a breath in front of that defensive line, but nonetheless Guerrier has to make the challenge. But twice in as many minutes, that early cross from out wide to find Taggart as the target man is working really well for Perth.
Can Victory assert themselves on the game? Can they take charge 11 v 10? Ever since the red card, Connor Chapman has spent a lot more time ahead of the ball rather than behind it. He's currently playing almost as an additional right midfielder.
He's got the luxury to be able to do that. Kolakovsky having to drop back in a little further instead of being that duo alongside Taggart.
Monge. Muir able to clear the pass, and then Benny, good technique just to volley it on for a bit of territory, if not gifting possession immediately back to Victory. Taggart buzzing around, but Victory have got a neat little network of passes to move into attack. Here is Chapman playing in that wide role. Mashash trying to hurdle through the entire Perth defence, but couldn't run down his touch. So is there a Victory sub that they can think about to try and exploit this 11 versus 10 advantage a little more so? Adama Traore is back on the bench tonight. Stefan Negro, another wide player. Eli Adams, an attacker. You see Perth, they're going to act. They're going to bring on Salim Khalifi and Luke Ivanovic, seemingly. Glory looking to attack again. Katrumbis. Benny on the underlap. And Taggart allows it to run out for a corner.
Well, definitely an attacking substitution that Perth Glory are lining up in that double change there. A little surprising as well. There's a bit of momentum about this Perth Glory side at the moment. They're looking good in those forward motions.
Perhaps that's why Alan Stadge is just thinking fresh legs now. If the team can score, then they can batten down the hatches. Then again, Melbourne Victory have got to actually start playing like a team with 11 men. They've actually got to start exploiting that man advantage. Wallen's corner. Izzo up, batting it away. Monge launches a counter-attack. Arzani. Outside of the foot pass was ambitious.
I think maybe a little wasted there from Victory. They're a good enough team to knock the ball around and find the moment through for Perth, but you've got to credit Perth as well. They're not backing down. With a player down, they're still looking to press on. Still looking to play. Had some really bright moments here too, having gone down.
You see picture in picture. Previous phase of play. Right now, though, Victory through Economidis. He might be to try and capitalise here. Arzani. Mashash shooting range. Blocked away by Muir. We saw him on his right foot in the first half. He showed us his left there. Not able to beat the Perth Glory defender. Late contact from Colley. Foul given. Connor Chapman, the man he felled. Catching the ankle of Connor Chapman, and you heard the groan.
Imagine that'll be the last warning there for Gio Colley. I don't think we can argue too much. The contact was late and Connor Chapman made it known.
So, sub time for Perth Glory. Daniel Benny's number is up. He's coming off for Salim Khalifi. And Luka Ivanovic will come on for Stefan Kolikovski, which is interesting. So, fresh legs. Kolikovski's been pretty threatening outlet in this game. And the youngster Benny also makes way. So, Perth Glory bring on two fresh attackers. No doubt to go and sprint after outlet passes on the counter-attack.
Kolikovski, not one I saw coming. I think he's been really bright so far, particularly in this second half.
Victory still deciding what their next act will be on the sidelines. They've got a free kick here in a dangerous position for Daniel Arzani. Trying to take the lead. Turned back into the danger area. Wallen's little prod finds Taggart. Taggart to Khalifi. First touch for the sub. Trumbus did well to keep it in and then cleverly gets around T. Ivanovic, first touch off the bench. It won't be an assist. Cleared away from Taggart. Trumbus, and well, the crowd were warning him that he was hot, but the ball is nicked off his toes by Arzani, and Victory can look to build.
The crowd also loved that neat little touch around the corner from Katrumbas back to himself, and that would have been a particularly bright introduction for Luka Ivanovic. You know, he's got a lot of running in him. He'll work hard, no doubt about that.
Monge. Gary. Perth Glory sitting very deep. Midfield and defence. Almost one block. Through ball here. Loud shout of keeper from Cameron Cook. Game number 31 tonight for the 22-year-old Cook. Clever touch from Ivanovic. And Taggart knew that he'd run offside. See the communication going on with his midfield about how to play it through for him.
Disappointment in the body language of Adam Taggart after what was a really tidy turn in the middle of the park from Ivanovic.
See Victory preparing a double change. That was Ben Falami and Raimar Shan with the bibs off. Victory, big shout for a penalty from Villupilay. Lockie Keevers says it's merely incidental contact and a goal kick.
Half a moment there, it looked like Keevers pointing for the goal kick, was pointing for a penalty, not to be.
So double change goes through. Fabian Monge comes off for Ben Falami. Raimar Shan, also the other player, into the game. And Chris Economidis, not quite the return to the Victory starting 11 he would have been hoping for on his return to his former club, as he also leaves the game. Here goes Riley Warland, he's dispossessed. Chapman. Raimar Shan, first involvement for the sub, combining with his fellow sub Falami. Mashash. Falami. Guerrier. Daniel Arzani. Arzani fashioned across, nearly an own goal. Lucks a fortune for Riley Warland as he puts it out for a corner, rather than forcing his own keeper into a save, and he's hurt. Looks like a hip problem.
Yeah, we went down pretty immediately after that. After what was a rather risky defensive header, but went to ground straight away, and this would go from bad to worse for Perth Glory if he needs to be substituted as well.
Well, he did say in the first half it's his first appearance since the 11th of November. And exactly what the problem is still being assessed. But his right leg plugs, his knee plugs in the turf there. So perhaps that's a front-on impact injury, or he's feeling it through the hip. He's back walking under his own steam, which is good news.
Well, we mentioned too that prior to tonight he just 13 minutes of football in his legs, and that's a big ask. It's a warm night in Perth, and I have to say he's had a really good performance so far, the 21-year-old.
That's a great point. I wonder if the expectation was that he was going to play the full 90 and the red card for Kamau might have changed those plans. Eager to get back on as Victory have a corner. Arzani's out, swinger. First header is Chapman into the back of Katrumbas. And that is enough to get it out of the penalty area, albeit still in Victory possession. Teague. Arzani. Warland back on and immediately defending. Guerrier. Arzani, tough pass to control. Falami leaves it with Guerrier. Mashash. This is where 11 versus 10 is not so apparent because it is so crowded around the penalty area. T, deflection, and kindly into the clutches of Cameron Cook.
Well, some good moments there from Victory and Falami. You can see him searching for the ball when Victory have possession, just trying to pop up in between the lines. As Riley Warland is back on the field of play, but it doesn't look so comfortable.
In dialogue with the sideline here. They might have to move Khalifi into a fullback role and then think about maybe Jared Carluccio. Oli Bozanic is there on the bench, but seemingly no call has come for him to provide a midfield presence as this game wears on into the last 20 minutes of regulation now. No change to the halftime score. Giordano Colley saw the run of Warland and he's moving fluently now. Was he killed here? Here's the diagonal ball from Warland. And Ivanovic volleys it into the side netting. If you wondering, Grace, that Killdeer is a bird that stands on one leg to make it look like its other leg is broken.
I was wondering, thank you.
Double change. Jared Carluccio and David Williams are coming on. And the players coming off, I am surprised. Adam Taggart, is it? Riley Warland, his number is up. So watch this space for both him and Daryl Latchman with the injuries tonight. It is the Perth goal scorer, Adam Taggart, who is making way. David Williams, we've seen him do it in stoppage time against MacArthur a fortnight ago, but that was linking with Taggart. You wonder exactly how this Perth Glory formation is going to look. Maybe just a 4-4-1 with Williams chasing after whatever he can go and run down.
No doubt Adam Taggart has worked hard tonight, as he always does, but similar to the change with Kolakowski, it's not one I saw come in or anticipated, but Alan Stajic rolling the dice.
The Glory defence close ranks to win possession back. Amini. Clever. Finds Khalifi. Williams was hanging off the last man. Khalifi distributed out to Katrumbas. And now makes space over on the right. Salim Khalifi. Katrumbas still running. The cutback. Teague clears for victory. Mishash. He's capable of a solo run. Everything slows down a little bit here for him, though. Muir clears. Only as far as Marchand. Guerrier turns onto his right side. Tempting ball. And it needed a flick header. Vilupale caught it a little too flush. Still got a corner kick for his trouble.
Jacob Muir again alert to the danger as Tony Popovic has a double change for his side as well.
Jason Guerrier coming off. Here are the subs coming on. Eli Adams and Adama Traore. Adams is replacing Daniel Arzani, who is leaving, walking behind the goals as we speak. So, end of the night for Daniel Arzani. Second half not quite up to the level he set for himself in the first half.
Some fresh legs to match those of the Perth Glory changes. Big 15 minutes coming up.
So the bench is being emptied by both teams. Lots of fresh faces. Adams immediately into the action. And it's a header over from Damien De Silva. Just a powerhouse of fitness, Damien De Silva. Running so hard, 36 years of age. Teague to Adams. Now Traore. Perth Glory camped in numbers. Compact lines behind the ball. And Falami's pass finds Vilupale! Does he get a second chance? Cook denies him both times. Is it third time lucky? It's behind for a corner. Katrumbas makes the tackle. What a double save from Cameron Cook after a defence-splitting pass.
It's a brilliant save from Cameron Cook. The double save. Instinctive off the line. Makes himself big. First save into the chest. He does really well to recover for the second. Gets up quickly. What a moment.
Short corner. Scuffed shot. Attack still going. Victory have got numbers around the ball. Mishash. Adams. Falami on the overlap. Adams' turn. Breaks to the left. Deflected. Majeka Dunmi under the header. And booted clear. Just clear by any means necessary at the moment. The Victory continue to produce passing of that quality around the edge of the area, though, it's hard to envisage Perth holding out for the remainder of the game.
It was a perfect pass, wasn't it? The weight cut off about 8 players in one pass. Victory have that about them. Plenty of time to do so.
De Silva nodded into the very middle of the penalty area. Jekadunmi only as far as Teague. Traore made a run. Villipale takes over and loops it through the penalty area and out on the opposite side of the pitch. Here's another look at the double save. The recovery from Cameron Cook. He had covering defenders back on the line, but he didn't want to leave it up to them. Williams, good use of the chest, but Khalifi can't capitalise. Falami. Traore. Falami, clever. Trying to outfox Majekadunmi, who gets back goal side. Mashash, can he bulldoze his way through? He can't. Determined defending from Majekadunmi. Mashash fashioned across, shouts of keeper word heated. And the defenders are able to deflect it wide. Colley ended up winning the header away after Cook came charging out of his line. All's well that ends well for Perth. It stays out of the net, albeit at the expense of conceding a corner.
Well, some desperate defending and getting the first real test in Jekadunmi in his debut. Well, he's got a lot of work to do.
Look at that corner count, 11-3. Adams out swinging corner. Bit of shirt grabbing going on there for Damien De Silva. He was appealing. Referee didn't take an interest. Back in De Silva once more. His header goes wide and immediately he's up to the referee. What about the first header, he says?
Well, he's been excellent tonight. Damien De Silva, not only defensively where he's smart, he's clinical, but he's always the target in those set pieces too, posing a threat. He's difficult to handle.
Ball living down at Victory's attacking end. It's going to be a very long 10 minutes for Perth Glory if this pattern of play continues. Look at the disparity there in the pass count. De Silva holds off Williams. And even bigger skew passes in the opposing half in the second half. Everything tilted Victory's way. Can they turn it into a goal? Perth Glory, can they counter? Amini trying for the sneaky reverse out to the right side. Didn't quite have the juice behind it. Adams. Jags inside. Adams shooting channel open. What a hit! What a goal! Victory lead, Eli Adams! The stuff dreams are made of into the top corner. Victory 2, Perth Glory 1.
My word, Eli Adams, take a bow. And what a way to announce yourself as a substitute on the Harvey Norman replay. It's a beautiful move to step over the cut-in on his left foot. And that is a sweet strike into the top corner. Melbourne Victory, well, they've been quiet for large parts of this game. And they've quietened the Perth Glory fans at HBF Park. But that is a stellar hit from the youngster.
And the Victory fans in their pocket will be talking about Eli Adams' first career goal for a very long time. "21 years old, turns 22 next month. Only his 18th A-League men's appearance, and he has set such a standard with his first goal. If he ever scores a better one, I hope I'm there to see it. Perth behind, and Victory with a man advantage now set for the 3 points, barring a surprise comeback. Here's Carluccio, Khalifi. Late contact from the goal scorer Adams, and the effects microphone was perfectly positioned to hear the cry of anguish, and it's going to lead to a yellow card. Jared Carluccio, the man who got ironed out.
Just that late look on the heels there. Eli Adams, you don't think he'll mind too much after that wonder strike, but it is a great opportunity for Perth to make something of this free kick. Good numbers in the box.
Perth looking for an almost instant reply, going behind to a worldie from Eli Adams. Has he now conceded the free kick that leads to a glory equaliser? Giordano Colli on delivery. And easy pickings for Paul Izzo, who has not been overly busy in this second half. It was less than 20 seconds into the half that Bruce Kamau went down inside the penalty area and was adjudged to have simulated picking up his second yellow card. And yet it took until the final 10 minutes for Victory to break through for the 2-1 lead, and now maybe the floodgates could open. Lots of fresh legs out there, including those of Ben Falami, and Katrumbis refused to let him past. David Williams, a head check and sees that he's got to do it all himself. Chapman has done well to dispossess him. Oh, nearly coughed up by Adams. Khalifi was Johnny on the spot, but Victory are able to recover. Mashash. Clever pass, and Velupale, he'd been able to bring that under his control. He could have been through.
Well, he's been really productive tonight. Velupale has been everywhere. He's worked hard. Hasn't quite got the final product for his hard work, but he's been ever present.
Mashash bides his time as he drifts forward. Here comes the pass. Velupale, and Cook is able to dive in at his feet. Ball from deep by Muir. Williams off and running. And he shot first time there against Damien De Silva. An element of surprise is enough to win a corner.
Well, at each time of asking, De Silva, who stood up strong, had to time that one well. We know that David Williams, well, he's exciting when he gets into space, has eyes for goal.
Giordano Colli saw the wide free kick, not really asked too meaningful a question of the Victory defence a moment ago. What about a corner? To the far post it goes, and Izzo bats it away. Trumbus will watch it roll out for a throw. Is there one more rabbit to pull out of the hat for Perth Glory? Melbourne Victory are going to slow things down here by bringing on Geordie Valadon for just his third A-League men's appearance. The 20-year-old last played in April against the Brisbane Roar. So on he comes, the youngster. Another fresh player, Nishan Velupale, who's run himself into the ground tonight. Lots of work down the wings. Jekadunmi trying to flick a header on. Williams, his path blocked. Mashash shanks his clearance. Carluccio knocks it to Ivanovic. Ivanovic! Saved by Izzo. And that miss-hit attempt at a clearance from Zinedine Mishash was enough of an opportunity.
It was a great strike from Ivanovic. He hit it cleanly. And Izzo's up quickly. To the side of Spray.
Mustafa Amini on corner taking duty this time. High ball, Muir, first header, Majeka Dunmi brings it to his feet. Majeka Dunmi! Are you kidding? It's a goal on A-League debut! Kaylin Majeka Dunmi makes it 2-2 in front of the shed. The stuff dreams are made of for the Perth Glory youngster. Chelsea dagger rings around HBF Park, and a young man who would have been in the crowd for moments like this has one of his own.
Well, on the Harvey Norman replay, Majeka Dunmi with the touch, the composure, and he says we are not done yet. Look at that first touch under pressure. And talk about high pressure situations. He picks the bottom corner and he draws it level at HBF Park, who have gone wild. What a finish!
10-man Glory grabbed the equaliser. Even the ball kid's getting her off the celebration. I don't think he ever would have had a feeling quite like this.
Well, what a dream start for the 19-year-old. Subbed on for Daryl Lakshman through injury. He gets his team level in the 89th minute.
And so Melbourne Victory, who would have been hoping for a nice small number to close out 3 points, now will be hoping that they get plenty of time to go and win this game all over again. And they may yet do it. Falami at the byline. Ivanovic refuses to let it go out for a corner. Given away 7 minutes, plenty of time for Victory. Who knows, plenty of time for Perth. Falami. Great pass through from Ryan Marchand. And it's turned behind for a corner. Glory protest, they want a goal kick. Everyone around the ball. What's the call? It looks as though it is going to be a goal kick.
Gio Colli on the ground, Perth players doubled over. They have dug deep, they have worked hard, and 7 minutes of extra time.
Perth home fans absolutely loving it at the moment. The fight in this team, and they are the entertainers. 3-2 against Macarthur, 4-2 loss on New Year's Eve against the Central Coast Mariners. 2-2 with plenty of stoppage time to play here against Melbourne Victory. This one is far from done. That's how it looks on the table. Melbourne Victory with a draw would remain in second place for now. Adams, was he fouled on the end of Falami's cross? He protests to the referee. You heard the scuffs, you heard the contact. No whistle forthcoming. Miranda's pass.
Oh, here goes Sam Kerr, through on goal. Kerr blasts it into the roof of the net. Australia's all-time leading goal scorer.
Guys, sorry. Very sorry. Goal is coming.
Breathtaking. What a goal from the Golden Girl, Mary Fowler.
Don't forget, coming up in February, 2 games away from a berth at the Paris Olympics for the Matildas. Melbourne Victory celebrating with their away fans, and they will not forget tonight, the players and the fans alike, because we got another Saturday night special here in the Isuzu Ute A-League Men's. All right, let's go now to our Isuzu Ute player of the match. Adam Taggart is standing by. Adam, thanks for joining us. Obviously very tough after a defeat. Just where's your head at after a game like that?
Yeah, obviously it's just heartbreaking, to go up 1-0, and I thought the first half was a really good performance. We created a lot of chances, defending really well. I thought we were unlucky to go into the break at 1-1, and obviously getting the man sent off just made it really difficult. But even then, we seemed to create a little bit, and we gave ourselves some hope, equalising again through young Madge, and yeah, it's just heartbreaking to obviously lose in the final couple of minutes, because it's happened a couple of times to us this season. And I think whether we have 10 men, 11 men, 9 men, I think in the last few minutes anyone can hold on, and we needed to do that, and obviously failed again.
Adam, commiserations on the result, but congratulations on your individual performance. It did feel like you were building into another goal come that second half, and I thought perhaps you were subbed off a little early. Was that part of the plan, or was that a bit of a surprise to you as well?
Yeah, look, I'm assuming it's just obviously to put some fresh legs on, and Willow's always a threat when he's coming on, so I can understand that. I think with a game like that, it's one of those where if you're going down to 10 men that early, you need to hold on and obviously try and nick one. And like you said, we were still creating chances, and I thought with just a tad more quality with final balls and the end